Is James with Growth Stack. Growth Stack is a software development company specialized on ERP deployment, and Odoo is one of our great tools that we use we deploy for customers. Today, I'm going to show you how you are going to be able to make a purchase or use the system to, execute procurement in your organization. And before I dive into the database to start showing you what to do, there are basically two types of purchases you can do with Odoo. You can do the direct purchase with single vendor, or you can take advantage of the tender. The tender is a document you send out to multiple vendors to submit their quote, and then they'll be able to bid for what you want them to bid for, and at the end of the day you get to select the vendors that meet your requirement. So Odoo can handle all of those tasks. For this lesson, I'm going to go straight to how you can make a purchase from a single vendor, and then I'll be able to do a video for how you can make a purchase from or use tender to get RFQ from your vendors. Now, so let's get straight to the database. Now, one of the first requirements, one of the things you need to put in place before you start making a purchase, a direct purchase to a single vendor, is you need to know the vendor's contact, vendor's details. That's the contact, the address, and then the other information you want to get from the contact. You also need to be sure that you have a product already created in Odoo. I've made a video for how you can create a product on Odoo ERP, and then also be sure you have the warehouse or the location you want to send the product to once the purchase has gone through. Now, if you have a single warehouse, you don't need to bother about selecting the warehouse, but if you have multi warehouses or multi locations, you need to also set that up. Alright, so let's dive straight into the database. I'm in the procurement department right now. You may be in other departments, but those working in procurement will only be able to see the procurement. Now, the first thing I'm going to do, I can see my existing RFQs. The ones that are locked means that that's fully processed. The RFQ means that it's still pending. We're trying to get data. Alright, so let me create a purchase order. People. When I click on create button, I'll be able to select the vendor. Also, please note on Odoo, anywhere you see the direct the arrow facing down means that there, you can populate data, you can search for data, or you can also create a new data. Alright, so my vendor today will be HP. So I search for HP and I can get HP Nigeria. So if you don't have a vendor existing already, assume you don't have a vendor you want to do for a new vendor, you just go ahead and use create and edit to get all the necessary requirements. Alright, so but today let's keep it to the people who want to purchase from. So I want to purchase from HP Nigeria, that's our vendor. If I want to get details about this vendor directly from sales, I can now begin to expand to check details about this vendor directly from that button. Then I can find the details. If I want to add more, I can add more. If I have a sub staff working in the company, I can add. But let's just get straight to what we have at hand to do today. Now, also you can create a vendor right from here and before you start. Okay, so the vendor is there. You have a vendor's codings for your vendors. Then we are not using a purchase agreement is when you begin to work with tenders. Alright, the deadline that I'm setting for these vendors and the receipt date that I expect him to deliver the product. So the next important information I need to put up here is the product I want to order. So I have a laptop computer created already. Now also in another video on our channel, YouTube channel, you can find how to create products. Very important. So we are ordering HP laptop. We are ordering 5 of those quantities. Then the tax applied. Okay, so I can go ahead and add another product. I'll be dealing with also, let me also add some other stuff. Pinatone, standing fan. We're going to order 10 of those, and then the price for this product is 20,000, and I can see that the total quote for this is this amount, and then the tax will go into the tax account. Alright, that's fine. So I can save it. This is a draft request for quote, the purchase order. So PO means purchase order, and this is the number, right? Request for quote. I can preview this request for quote. I can print it out and see how it looks like. Okay, and then so I just have to open that also. Then just to make the purchase order a bit busy, I can also add more products that was added by some of the demo users. Let me look for something in dining. Okay, I have a dining set right here. Okay, so we will order 3 of those, and then this is for 230,000. Alright, they all have their prices. And then very important, the next thing you want to do right now is to set the warehouse. If you have a single warehouse in your organization, you don't need to bother, just go ahead and process your purchase order. But for those that have multi warehouses, click on order information. From the order information, you will now be able to select where the product will be delivered to. Now, so I have multi warehouses here. The product should be received at Lagos warehouse or Abuja warehouse. This is not a return. This is, we are doing a new purchase. Okay. All right. So now the staff that is involved in this procurement. So this demo user is the existing logged in right now, and then the payment terms for these users, you have so many days or so many options to choose from. And then the particular accounting that has to do with position has to do with the accounting. Alright, so let's go back to our product. Please don't forget, if you have multi warehouses, send it direct to the warehouse you want to send to. Now, if you made a mistake when you purchased and the product lands in a different warehouse, you can now go to inventory to do internal transfer to the right warehouse. Okay, that's fine. So I send it. I'll save it now. Let me see the purchase order, how it looks like if I print it out to give it to the vendors. Now also you need to know, you can also send this purchase order by email to the vendor. If this vendor has an email address, you can send the purchase order to this vendor, and the purchase order is attached here. You can also attach other files like specifications or anything else. And now, so once you send it, now you can only send email if that vendor has an email address that is attached to his account. So once you send an email, you can be able to trace, or you can see the email right here on the audit trail. Right, you can send a message direct. If you've sent the PO already, you can still send a message direct to the vendor, or send it to any member of your staff. Just send a message to any member of your staff. So I'll put it here at please review this PO, and then I can send a message to the member of our staff, and then I can log just a note. This is not a message, just a report concerning this PO. I can schedule a meeting with the vendor to discuss. The calendar is already attached on the Odoo, so we are not going into that for now. Okay, so the printed out PO just that has been opened, so you can look at it. Beautiful. Yeah, you have your own logo comes here, company address, the warehouse that is going to be shipped to, and then the company, the vendor's address, and then your warehouse that this product will be shipped to. Alright, so these are the requests for code. This is the number. You can see the representative name, your staff, your head of procurement, or the person that prepared this document name is going to be there. And then the order date, then the products you're looking for to order, it's going to also appear. So it looks beautiful. You can print it out if you want to actually print it out. Alright, so we've done all the due diligence and everyone has been informed. The company has approved this PO, and so we can now go ahead to confirm the order. Now, I want you to understand, once an order has been confirmed, a couple of things happen. In a standard organization, when you are making a purchase, some other units, when you're making a purchase from the procurement department, some other units are also involved. It's not just the procurement. Now, so the units involved in this particular workflow, we have the purchase department, we have the accounting department that will make the payment to the vendor, and then we have the inventory that will receive the product. So once you confirm this purchase order, you now notice that you have two buttons: receive products and create bills. Now you also notice that on the product section of the PO, you order this quantity, it has not been delivered yet, it has not been received yet, and then this vendor has not been paid. Okay, so you get those details. Now, so we're going to start with, if your workflow has to do with paying the vendor before they will deliver, you can now start with creating the bills. Now, I can see creating the bills and receive product because I have the privilege to see all of this. But in your own system, you might not see it if you're not working in accounting department. You might not see receive product if you're not in the inventory. Now, so I'll just go ahead and create the bill so that I can pay this vendor to supply these items. Now, the bill is here. Okay. So probably we need to log into the accounting so you can understand how this works. I'll go into the accounting department, and the accountant will be able to go to the vendor section and look at the available bills for payment. Then I'll see that there's a bill here for HP Nigeria. Then when I open that bill, I will talk to the head of department in accounting, and then get the CEO, the administration, the finance department to seek permission to pay this bill. Now, if the finance department gets approval, if there's approval for these vendors to be paid, you just go ahead and confirm. Now, the bill refund date is required to validate. Okay, so before you confirm, you need to set the bill date, because the bill date is different from the purchase date. Alright, so I'll select today. Alright, now also I want you to pay very close attention to some of the things that are on the bill. This has to do with accounting departments. Please pay very close attention, because this is very important. Now, while you're processing a bill, if this purchase is for a project, then you have to now tag this bill to a project, right? So these are, for example, these are the projects that have been created on the project management app. Now, so I want this bill to be tracked to a project. So I'll choose this as the analytics account. Now, if this particular product I'm purchasing has to do with, I'm purchasing for so many departments, assuming you have, or so many branches, assuming you have a branch in, or you have multi-company, if you're working in a multi-company environment, you may decide to share, the cost of purchasing these items with multi-company. It's you have a single group of company, but have companies that are under the group. So you can now divide this purchase So that's what the analytics task is about, but that's not the, we'll talk to you in another video about analytics task. Okay, so that's very important. Then we're looking at the journals entry. We have the debit, we have the credit. We debit this, you can see. Then the other information. All right. So we just make it simple so we can stay on course. All right. So this is the bill. I'll go ahead and save it. I can send this bill to the vendor or our partners by WhatsApp. You can go ahead and try that if you have access to our demo account. Alright, so the bill has been perfectly set up, and then I can confirm the bill so that I can pay the vendor. Now once the bill is being confirmed, you'll now find that there's another button here. Good. So I can now, the bill is now part of the accounting book, meaning that we are now owing this vendor. So once we pay the vendor, we can now go ahead and register the payment. This is also very important. From what bank did you pay the vendor? You select the bank you paid the vendor from. Did you pay the vendor all? This is 1,021,000. So let's assume we paid the vendor 700,000. All right. You find out that we are owing this vendor 321,000 plus. All right. So you can keep it open. Keep it open means that we are still going to pay him the balance. Or you can mark it as fully paid. That means that the vendor has choose to waive the other balance. Alright, so whatever the case is, you create a payment. So if you've paid vendor and you've not recorded in the system, that's not good. That's not good. So you see the total amount of everything you are ordering, and we've paid this vendor by this date, and then we have amount still balance for payment. Okay, so we're still in purchase, so we've paid the vendor. So let's get back to the purchase order and see that document. So the procurement people can also track to know. So I have here from the HP, can track to understand what is happening with the purchase order. So with this purchase order, we order these items. These are the quantity. This vendor has been paid. You can see the bill has been paid, but it has not been delivered. All right. So how do we receive it into the warehouse? Some companies, they will just do the purchase, send it to the company, and then they don't have time to record that this product has been received into the warehouse. The good thing about Odoo is once you create the purchase order, the relevant or the related departments are being notified of their own tax. So you don't need a new document to pay bills. You don't need a separate document to receive product. It is from that purchase that you can track everything. Alright, so I'll go direct to the inventory. I'll go straight to the inventory, and I'm able to see that I have one document to process under receipt in Abuja warehouse. So I'll click that to check out what spending. Okay, I see that there's a vendor called HP Nigeria, and then alright, so we have to get it from him. This is warehouse in. This is the warehouse in number. From vendor to stock, HP Nigeria. So let's see what that what the document carries. In the inventory, the document don't need to carry amount because the inventory don't have anything to do with the amount. All you need to see is the quantity that has been ordered, and this order came from purchase order number 033. Now if you want to get additional information, you're free. You can check them. You can add more. If information was added, you'll be able to see. Alright, so that's fine. And then I'll count the product. These are the quantities that have been ordered. I'll count the product. If the products are complete, then I'll validate. If the products are not complete, then assuming I order this product, I'll order this product 5, but 4. I saw 4, meaning the company is owing us 1. So where am I going to record the 1? I'll count it. I saw, where am I going to record the 4? I counted and I saw that, okay, to Abuja warehouse, I'm getting 4, right? 4 is done. For HP laptop computer, 4 is done. I confirm that I've seen 4. meaning that the company is owing us, the vendor is owing us 1. Now for the binary tone, everything has been received, so I'll just open up and add the line. Binary tone, everything has been received, 10 order, 10 received. I'll confirm. Now this is just if there's a disparity in the document, but if everything has been received, you can just go ahead and validate. But I'm just showing you how you can record, the difference. Okay, so also notice that the dining sets, we order 3 and then 2 is seen, then the company is owing us 1. Alright, so you can see that this is what is ordered, this is what has been supplied, the vendor is owing us those balance. Alright, so I'll go ahead. Remember, this is the vendor from we are looking forward to. The inventory, people can also be able to see by clicking the external link to see the details of this vendor, so they can go ahead and call the vendor. Alright, so I see the destination warehouse, and then this is the source document. Alright, so everything looks good. So I'll save that. I can also print out. Remember, you can print anything from anywhere, right? Okay, so I can now validate. So when you click on validate, you notice that Odoo will pop up some notification. You have processed less product than the initial demand. Now, what do you want? Odoo is now asking, what do you want the Odoo to do for you? Do you want to waive the balance? You don't want, you have an understanding with the vendor, you don't need the other remaining product? Or do you want to keep tracking the remaining product? If you want to track the remaining product so that the vendors can bring it and you receive it into the system, you click on create back order. If you don't want it, you can say no back order. Alright, so let's create on our back order. Right, that's nice. So we have received the product into the warehouse. So you can check your product to be sure. Let's see, HP laptop. So I can search for HP laptop. I see that we have 4 in the warehouse. Alright, but we are not done. Let's go back to the inventory, the overview. I see that there's still 1 document to process. What could that be? Let me check it out. So still from HP Nigeria. Let's see what that document has to do. Alright, so I see that they are owing us 1 HP laptop and they are owing us 1 dining set. If this has been brought, I'll validate this as well. Alright, you have not done record quantity. Are you sure you want to apply this? Yes, I'll go ahead and apply. Alright, so you see, we've done the purchase, we've paid the vendor, and then we've received the goods into the warehouse. Then you can still check your product to be sure how. So if I'm looking for HP product, I see that I now have 5. Let me see how did I get 5? I mean, how did 5 get to be in the system right here? So when you open the product, you can be able to trace the product 5 at hand, right? Okay, so I've done sales before with that. Okay, so now let's check out how it got to be 5. I see that the HP from vendor to stock are 4. They brought, first time they brought is 4, and the second time 1. So you can trace to get to understand. Alright, so let's get back to our PO to wrap this up. I'll go back to the purchase department and I'll open up the purchase order. You can see it's locked. Locked means you cannot delete it out. Okay, so you see we have still a button remaining here for create bills because the vendor has not been fully paid. But you can also see the other relevant links to the other document. So why am I still having bills? Let me check out the vendor bill and find out what could be responsible. Alright, so I noticed that this vendor was paid but not fully paid. It's time now to pay the balance, so I'll just go ahead and register payments. Okay, so this is the balance. I'll create payment from this bank, and then so the vendor is fully paid. Alright, so I'll go back to my purchase, open the purchase order, I'm no longer seeing. Okay, actually I can see that the vendor has been paid, and the receipt, you can also see that the receipt, uh, okay, it was received 2 times. Alright, so everything is done. Quantity received, quantity ordered for, quantity has been received, is not owing us, and we have fully invoiced or paid this vendor. So this product has been delivered, right? Okay, that's fine. Okay, so if you want to, if the vendor wants to return, or if you want to return the goods back to the vendor, I'll do another video for how you can return, goods back to the vendor. All right, so this is the very step to take to create your purchase. Now, it appears longer because I'm working with 3 departments: accounting, inventory, and the procurement department. In a standard organization, you have people in this department, so the process is faster. But the good thing is that you'll be able to track and be able to do, get all the information you need at any time. That's how to create a purchase order. And another video, I'm going to show you how you can send out requests for quotes to multi vendors so that they can bring in their quotes in form of a tender. If you have any question, don't be afraid, give us a call. If you need access to this demo database, visit our website, and then you'll be able to be able to send us a message, and then we'll send you the access to the database. You call us, and then we can assist you whether you are a customer or not. Then also there are other videos. Feel free to check out other videos we have on our YouTube channel, and then also make sure you like this video and then subscribe to become a member of this channel, and then also hit the notification button if, so that whenever we are posting video, you can have it. You can have the YouTube get to notify you. Alright, so thank you very much for your time, and I'll see you in the next video.